Ketamine, in its profound ability to shift consciousness, acts as a bridge between the material and the ethereal, moving us beyond the confines of ordinary perception and into spaces where the higher mind may be glimpsed. It is a substance that opens gateways, portals to the deeper layers of our psyche, where the raw, primal urges of the reptilian brain coexist with the luminous aspirations of the higher self. Much like the Hanged Man card in tarot, ketamine offers the potential for profound shifts in perspective, but this shift is not without its challenges. The Hanged Man speaks of surrender, of letting go of the old ways of thinking, to embrace a more expansive view. However, the process of detaching from the self and the material world can be disorienting, forcing the seeker to confront shadows that lie dormant within the unconscious. In its action on the NMDA receptors and the glutamate system, ketamine temporarily alters the way the brain perceives reality. It dissolves the barriers between the conscious and unconscious, allowing for a glimpse into the deeper layers of the psyche. This dissociation, akin to stepping outside the body, can lead to experiences where the mind is freed from its usual constraints, opening the door to both spiritual insight and emotional release. Yet, in this liberation, there is a danger of becoming lost in the wilderness of the mind, where the lower, reptilian instincts of survival and pleasure are stirred into motion. The reptilian brain, tied to base drives, is not inherently evil, but is the guardian of the primal forces that ensure survival. It is a keeper of the soul's fire, but if left unchecked, it can lead one astray into destructive patterns of thought and behavior. While ketamine may allow one to connect to the higher realms, those vast, untapped spaces of the unconscious, it also has the potential to tether one to the shadow self, the darker parts of the psyche that are more aligned with fear, desire, and ego. The reptile, often symbolized in esoteric teachings as the lower self or the devil, can rise in the wake of such dissociative states, guiding the seeker toward temptation or indulgence rather than enlightenment. This is where the peril lies. Ketamine can either facilitate the awakening of a deeper connection to the divine, akin to finding a hidden treasure in the cave of the unconscious, or it can lead one into the labyrinth of egoic patterns and emotional stagnation, echoing the impulsive, survival-driven forces of the reptilian brain. However, like all potent tools, its effects are not determined solely by the substance itself, but by the context in which it is used. In the right environment, with proper intention and guidance, ketamine can dissolve the veils between worlds, allowing the seeker to transcend the limitations of the physical body and tap into the wisdom of the higher mind. This is where its true power lies, not in the substance itself, but in the surrender of the ego to the greater cosmic flow. When approached with reverence and respect, ketamine has the potential to assist in the rebirth of consciousness, much like the transformative energies of the death card in tarot. It offers the possibility of dying to the old self, shedding layers of trauma and limitation, and emerging anew, reborn into a higher state of awareness. Yet, ketamine's seductive power also carries the risk of falling prey to the darker aspects of the unconscious. The reptilian brain, when stirred by dissociation and intense experiences, can bring forth deep-seated fears, compulsions, and attachments that are difficult to shake off. In this sense, ketamine serves as both a mirror and a mirror that reflects our truest nature, both the divine and the shadow, and a map that can guide us through the wilderness of the unconscious. But like all journeys into the unknown, it requires a wise guide, both within and without, to navigate the terrain without getting lost in its illusions. In comparison to substances like cocaine, caffeine, or sugar, which primarily amplify the chemical pathways of dopamine and norepinephrine, ketamine's effects are more intricate and nuanced, altering the very architecture of thought itself. It can feel like stepping into the void, a space where time, identity, and even the physical body become fluid. It has the potential to elevate the soul to new heights of awareness, but it can also bring one face to face with the rawness of the subconscious, challenging the seeker to integrate both the light and the shadow into a cohesive whole. In the end, ketamine's role in connecting to the higher mind is a double-edged sword. It can act as a key that unlocks the doors to self-awareness, helping the soul to transcend the limitations of the flesh and ego. But without care, it can pull us deeper into the shadows of our primal nature, where fear and desire hold sway. As with all spiritual tools, the wisdom lies not in the tool itself, but in the hand that wields it. Just as the Fool card in tarot reminds us that every journey begins with a single step into the unknown, Ketamine invites the seeker to venture forth, but with awareness, reverence, and a deep trust in the inner compass that guides them through the labyrinth of the mind.